All right, looks like we're live. What day is today? It's a Saturday, I know that much. It is, let's see, Saturday, September 7th of 2019. And the plan for today is to work on flake8. But before we do that, let's go over what we did last time. Flake8 is a Python linter thing. And we're doing a bunch of kind of internal rewrites for the next release to hopefully make configuration less special. Why are there still hgignore directories in there? I should just delete those. It's not using Mercurial anymore. Anyway, sorry, getting distracted. So what we worked on last time was my text editor. And I did a couple of things with it offline. Hey, what's up, B? How's it going? But last time what we got working was... pay no attention to that. We got some amount of the horizontal scrolling work, or we finished horizontal scrolling, so this works now. And the math is right, and everything works out fine, and jumping around between lines also works properly, so... Got that working, but the big thing that we did last stream, just rearrange these, one too tall. Is that better now? Something like that. The other thing that we got working was text editing. So now you can type text, you can press backspace, you can press delete, you can press enter. You can't press tab yet, and that actually brings me to some of the bugs that I found off stream. Let me just show you some of those. Oh, also you can't save, so even though you can edit text, it doesn't really do anything. There is a little indicator that it's modified, but I don't know. I didn't implement the saving part yet. I plan to do that maybe next week. I don't know, when I have time. But I found a bunch of bugs related to this, mostly because I made an assumption that's very not correct, mostly because I wanted to get something working. I knew I was, like, skipping around some stuff, but I didn't quite know exactly to what extent. So let me just make a file that has an actual tab in it. This is a tab character here. If I open this in Babby, it renders kind of fine. Like, there's a tab character here. The one thing that I found that's weird about curses is it actually renders tabs as spaces, so that kind of surprised me a little bit. Hey, what's up, Toddy? But this is the current behavior in Babby because it doesn't know that the tab is not the right width, and if you write text into it, it appears at the end, and it's all glitchy. But yeah, the tab stuff is a little special, so I need to fix that. Another thing that I found is if you have wide Unicode characters, let's see, upside down face is a good one. What were those suggested images? What the fuck? What is this? Oh. I was not ready for that. So upside down face is, let's open up Python. It is one length in the string width, but it is a 2 wide character in the terminal, and so I don't know if you can hear the arrow keys. Okay, you probably can, but yeah. Like, that's when it decides to go to the next line, and it takes 2 presses to get in between characters. But anyway, the problem is this renders as 2 wide, and Babby doesn't know about that. So I need to fix that at some point as well. I think there's a thing in Unicode data that tells me this. It's not well named, I guess. So like a normal character is an A? I don't know what this actually means, but I suspect that W means that it's 2 characters wide. I wonder what tab says. N. So So tab is a narrow character, apparently. Let's see. East Asian with Unicode. Apparently I've already opened unicode.org on stream. The length function in Python returns the index of an array starting at 0 or 1. I'm programming in Java and don't remember. Oh, it tells you how many indexes are in the array. So if you had like this and you did len of x, the last index is len of x minus 1 because it's 0 based. Java's the same way. Let's see, what are the East Asian wide? All other characters that are always wide. These characters. Oh, that doesn't actually tell you about the render width. I'm gonna have to do some research on this because clearly it's not as obvious as I think it is. What is N though? NA is narrow. N is not listed. What is half width? Oh no. Anyway, I don't want to think about that now. I'm just gonna ignore that. In this lab, I don't want to use Google Translator, so I probably speak very bad. No, that's fine. Your English is not bad. In Java, the array length starts at 1. I mean, that's true in Python. So if you have an array of size 1, it's size 1. But arrays in Java start at 0 for indexes. But yeah, so there's some bugs there. I also did some other stuff off stream. So one thing that we ran into that was kind of annoying was actually, let me revert to an older version so I can show it. This version. So one of the bugs that we ran into last stream was if we ran Control J, that's the same as the Enter key. So I'm pressing Control J, and now I'm pressing Enter. They're doing the same thing, but I wanted them to be different because I don't know, Control J and Enter I mean, in my mind, shouldn't be the same thing. And so I actually asked a Stack Overflow question about this. See if I can find that. Questions. Yeah. I made a Stack Overflow question that was kind of like, hey, I noticed some Curses applications treat them the same, others treat them differently. Like Nano uses Control J for justify, which I usually turn off because it's a stupid feature, in my opinion. It's oops, I pressed Control J and now it fucked up all my code. Also, there's no undo for justify in Nano, which is arguably a bug, but whatever. So I made a small demo application. In fact, if we run this, and then Python 3, if I press enter, and then I press Control J, I'm getting the same output. Press Q to quit, yeah. And I was like, well, how do I differentiate between the two? Someone in the comments suggested raw mode. And while I was looking at raw mode, I found this no NL mode, which seems to do exactly what I want. So if we take my new version of this code, and the main difference is I set curses.NONL here, and I also made it display all of the outputs, so it didn't I forgot the little stanza down here. It just, well, you'll see when I run it. So if I press enter now, I now get \r, which is Control M, which I guess now Control M and enter are the same. So I've traded Control J for Control M, but whatever. I don't know. I think that's slightly better. But now when I press enter, so that's enter, and this is Control J. So it's different now. But I guess I won't be able to use Control M. I didn't think about that. Whatever. Control J is one of the like home row keys, so I think that's more useful than Control M. But anyway, I did eventually figure it out, and so that was the thing. Self-accept my answer. Because I answered it myself, and Stack Overflow has this weird restriction. I guess it's not a weird restriction, it kind of makes sense. Where if you self-answer your own question, it makes you wait 2 days before you can actually answer it. But yeah, so I did that. Another thing that I did was I set up continuous integration, which I found a bug in Azure Pipelines. Surprise, surprise. Babio. So I set up Azure Pipelines, so now it runs pre-commit and Python 3.6 and Python 3.7. And yeah, so the Azure Pipelines Pythons are broken. Where is that? Here we go. Yeah, the Azure Pipelines Pythons are broken, although they've fixed them already, but it takes 2 weeks for them to roll out, which is kind of annoying. Like, why do you need 2 weeks to roll out a change? But I again, made a little demo application. It turned out this demo application was not sufficient to reproduce the bug. Or, well, the application alone was not sufficient. I had to do some other stuff. But with properly compiled Python, this get wide character succeeds. But on Azure Pipelines, they compiled Python incorrectly, and so it was missing this function. And I ended up working around it. Hey, what's up, Sarcastic Dante? I ended up working around it by installing Dead Snakes, which I maintain and definitely compiles Python in a proper way. But then I had to do some dances with virtual environments and whatever. And I was like, here's your fix. You're not installing this library when you build. They're like, yes, we are. We're installing it. I'm like, I don't think so, but okay. Then he tried to reproduce, but this is when I figured out that I didn't give him a good enough bug report, and so, or wait, maybe it was here when I realized when it wasn't quite proper bug report. So then I adjusted my bug report to have a full reproduction with a Python file and a pipeline. The way the pipeline worked is similar to how the testing for Babby works. It spins up tmux and then runs Python in it. This sleep infinity was just so that I could capture the output. The library that I used to test Babby does some other tricky things there. But did this, also showed that it works fine in Dead Snakes. And I also printed out the linked libraries for the curses module so that I could compare the two. And when I compared the two, the Azure Pipelines one is using libncurses, and the Dead Snakes one is using libncurses.w, which is exactly what I said in the original post. And then the guy was like, oh shit, looks like, where is it? Found the issue, looks like it wasn't actually installed. So I was right all along. But they're fixing it, so that'll get fixed eventually. But yeah, that's what I did offline for Babby. Oh, I guess I did one other little thing, but it's not super important. I wanted to make Control S work in a normal terminal. If you type Control S, it enters X off mode, which is apparently some feature for old terminals. So I'm typing and nothing is happening. You have to type Control Q to re-enable. Oh well, and then it instantly shows all the stuff that I just typed. But apparently that's special terminal stuff. But there's a way to turn it off. So now if I type Control S, it recognizes it. Try getting Control Tab. I don't think that's possible. That would be cool though. There's Shift Tab, but not Control Tab. Yeah, Tab is for some reason translated Control I. Yeah, I'm pressing Tab right now, and that's what I'm getting. Which, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. But I did get Control S and Control Q and Control / working. One of the other things that happens as part of that translation is Control Z or Control Z is also, the handling of that is also turned off. So I had to re-implement backgrounding because I turned it into raw mode. And that's actually kind of tricky to implement. Control Z. Because basically, the way to make it work correctly, you have to turn off curses, then you have to kill yourself with sig stop, and then when execution returns, you need to reinitialize everything. And I don't know that I'm initializing everything properly. But that's what raw mode does. Raw mode enables those 4 escape sequences, the Q, S, /, and Z. Normally what / does is it sends sig quit. So if we sleep for a bunch of seconds and I press Control /, the default behavior is to send sig quit, and the default response from the kernel is to core dump the process. But for instance, Nano uses Control / for search and replace, so I want to be able to still use that. So I had to enable raw mode and then re-implement Control Z. I'm not sure if this is correct, but it does work. So babby, and then I Control Z, it stops curses and stops the program, and then I foreground and we're still at the same position. And all the state seems to be the same, so I think it works. But yeah. Oh, I also forgot to mention I implemented home and end and Control A and Control E last stream as well. One interesting thing about Nano is when you Control Z, Nano apparently does exactly the same thing, but Nano prints this message. So this is like, so Nano tears down curses, then prints this message, then kills itself. But anyway, that's recap stuff. I guess I did a lot of stuff. I also committed to mypy. The easiest way to see that is on Twitter. Where is it? Somewhere. Oh yeah, here we go. I was trying to get Babby working in mypy 3, and they didn't implement the get WCH function properly, so I re-implemented it. And then someone else committed it because I was like, I don't know how to mercurial. But that fixed things, so that's good. But yeah, let's jump into programming because this is a programming stream and I haven't done any programming yet. Yeah, so the plan is to work on flake8 today. The first thing that I want to work on is not actually ticketed. Get Clune. Flake8. The first one's not ticketed, but it was brought up in a code review and I just kind of want to fix it. Just set up my remotes. So one of the new features that I added in flake8, well, it'll show up in flake8 3.8, but it hasn't really landed yet, and we have a bunch of like blocking issues before that's ready. Is when you do flake8-help. This is all now done through argparse instead of optparse. And one of the neat things about argparse is you can organize options into option groups. And so the mypy plugin, which is what does the complexity analysis, will have all of its options grouped under the mypy group. And the pyflakes options will be grouped under the pyflakes options. And that was actually just like a really simple patch to do that. Let's see, which was that? This one. So all I did was I added a context manager to swap the swap the argparse internals while this group context was used. And then in the plugin manager, we just use the group context and add options during that. Problem is, I had to make this parser a union type, and that kind of, when we added more types to this module, it kind of exposed that this union is pretty gross. So I want to pursue a different way to approach this that doesn't involve the union and probably only specializes in the add option. It should be just a small refactor, but that's the first thing that I want to work on. Flake8 options manager should just be in this file as well. I think I can just do it like this. Optional argparse.argument group. And simplify this guy. Does it fit on one line? I don't think it does. So we still have to have this ugly continuation here. It's fine. Or black will fix it. Yeah, so then we have to adjust how this works. Self.current group equals group. Technically, we could make this reentrant. Yeah, well, might as well make it reentrant, even though it shouldn't ever be called in that way. This will make that happen. Yeah, this is the like ugly setup here that I wanted to fix. This assertion here. So we can get rid of that assert. And this assert. But now we need to adjust this. I think that's all that I wanted to change there. So the help should be the same still. Yeah, still have this. And mypy should be happy. So it just it kind of just like changes where the union happens. And gets rid of these ugly asserts and this to do. Okay, so that was the first thing that I want to get done. Let's actually see if I can add more types to this module to improve mypy coverage while we're at it. Okay, so the first is this double under call. Parser should be argparse.argument parser. Argparse.namespace. The value should be a list of strings. Wait, is instance list? Maybe it's optional. I don't know. Windows Terminal is already released. Oh, Windows Terminal preview. All right, I heard about this. Basic support, blah, blah, blah. About Windows Terminal. Oh, you guys can't see this text, is too small. I like how you posted the link and the chatbot was like, Oh, I found this regex match in the middle of your link. Windows Terminal is a new, modern, fast, efficient, powerful, and productive terminal application for users of command line tools and shells like command line prompt blah blah blah. Tabs, Unicode, and UTF-8. Wow, we're finally introducing these things. It's 2019, guys. Well, a GPU accelerated text rendering engine is kind of new. All right, let's install it. Let's see. Yeah, open the Microsoft Store. Fuck. Install. Weird, so my internet actually seems to be doing better today, but nothing has changed. I have not dropped a frame yet, and we are 26 minutes in. Knock on wood. This is just PowerShell. I feel lied to. Try the new, but it has tabs. Okay, but I still can't control D. I mean, tabs are cool. Anyway, I've installed Windows Terminal, so maybe I'll... You catch your password listening to my keyboard. Why? That's the thing. I muted my microphone. I've been thinking about that. I don't have Windows Subsystem for Linux yet. I'll get that set up some other day. Let's do it like this. Oops, the comma needs to go here. First namespace. Values is optional list of stir. And option string. I don't know what type it is. Optional stir? Sure. Sounds right. And this returns none. It's not released in Argentina? That's unfortunate. Argument 3 of call incompatible with type supertype action. Argument 3. 0, 1, 2, 3? What is this one supposed to be? Just list stir? I wish it would tell me. Do I have an old version of mypy? Let's get to the latest version of mypy. What could go wrong? Oh, please just show those 2 errors and not a million new ones. Okay, it's still just this file. Argument 3 calls incompatible with supertype action. Supertype defines argument type as union stir sequence any none. Union. So this would be optional union lister stir. Right? Is that, are you happy with that now? Sequence any. Sequence stir match? Oh, I need to import it. No, it's fine. Okay, Did that. This is kind of a useless signature. So we can just do this. We'll just watch mypy. It's gonna take a bunch of CPU, but whatever. It'll work at least. So he typed all of that. Stir, star, stir, and star, star, bool. This could return all sorts of things. Line 57. Actually, I think this... Yeah, this always takes stir. That fix the mypy error? No. Incompatible types in assignment. Expression has type list stir. Variable has type stir. No, it doesn't. It has a union type. Argument 1 to normalize path has incompatible type union stir list stir. Expected stir on line 64. Shoot. mypy, you should be able to figure this out. If it's not a list, then it has to be a stir. What if I flip this the other way? Are you happy now? Okay. Sometimes typing is annoying. Oh, this is going to be really annoying to type. Because these are all optional with a, Hey man, typing's good, Sarcastic Dante. I like type checking. It's very helpful to me. I'm not going to try and type this function right now. That one seems hard. This one's easy though. In fact, I think all of the refers should be easy to type. That one's done. Oh, we're not running PyUpgrade on this. This would have gotten rewritten. Do we have any stirs? Oh, I should type it up there. We also have no QA. Does this work? I've never used mypy in real-life projects, and I'm wondering if it's really worth the effort to add it to old projects. By looking at your experience, it seems that the pain is the only guarantee when adopting mypy. I guess benefits are coming much later. So it really depends. I think it's actually it's been very useful in flake8, in particular because well, the first part is like I don't understand. Well, I do understand the codebase, but there's times where there's edges of the codebase that I understand less than others. The other thing that I find really useful with with mypy, especially in flake8, is as I refactor stuff, I can use type annotations to guide those refactors. So like one example, and actually I didn't do this. Someone else contributed this for me. But there's this function in utils, this parse comma separated list function. And this first parameter here used to be union of stir list stir. And it was supposed to be idempotent. But there was like not a very good reason for flake8 to continually reparse its argument parsing and configuration stuff over and over. Like flake8 used to well, the way it currently works is it loads the initial configuration once just based on command line arguments. Then it uses that to find the config files. Then it loads the config files, and then it loads the argparse command line over top of the config files. So it gets the proper coalescence of that stuff. But the way it used to work is every time it would parse the configuration, it would rerun all of these normalization functions. So they had to be idempotent. And that was both kind of wasteful, and it made it really hard to reason about when the configuration was set up properly. And it made it impossible to do the per file ignores at the configuration parsing step, which also made it impossible to normalize per file ignores at the configuration step, which is one of the goals of the next minor release of flake8, is to get the configuration normalization to be sane, because right now it's kind of nuts. But by being like this is the current problem, is right now this can be either a union or a stir, and like we need to fix this so it's no longer this union stir. Although I thought I fixed this. I thought I got rid of the union, or I thought Eric, who is working on this, fixed this. Could be wrong though. But yeah, like it was pretty useful for there. Yeah, implementing it for repr is not so useful. Yeah, I agree with that. But one of the things that I want to get to with flake8 is right now we have a bunch of modules that allow new functions to be untyped. And I want to get to the point where every function in flake8 is typed so that I have stronger guarantees about the codebase as a whole. Like I can better reason, better refactor with more confidence. And so like just adding it to repr, it doesn't provide any benefit in the short term or the medium term. But eventually I want to do it to type everything. So yeah, it is a bit silly that I'm adding it there. But the other thing is the functions that don't have types on them aren't being checked right now. So if the repr was doing something wacky, I wouldn't know about it. And in fact, like when I was adding types to flake8 previously, I actually found some actual bugs that were being hidden because the type checking wasn't going over them. This one. Yeah, so in flake8, the old version, if you do max line length and then give it garbage, it crashes in the option parsing stuff. When it should be like giving you a good error message. Of course, this is like a very like edge case, but it is like a place where you can trigger a crash in flake8. And in the newer version, by like I factored out that code, but it now gives you a good message. Assuming that I don't have an attribute error. This is because I'm partway through refactor. Yes. And I can spell line length. Yeah, so now it gives you a nice error message that says like invalid int value ASDF. I don't know. I do think there's benefit to typing stuff. Most of the time when I add types to stuff, I will find minor bugs in things. Now, granted, sometimes it's pretty annoying because like a lot of code was not exactly written to be type safe. Like this example, I had to add this meaningless assignment here when the code functioned fine before, and I had to reorder this if statement here to make that better. But for the most part, it's pretty straightforward, I think. Yeah. But this function is going to be kind of tricky to type because I'm using this trick here to figure out. Basically, what I want here is no default optional named arguments that are nullable, and so I have to do this trick where noarg is a singleton object, and I check whether this is noarg or not, and if it is, then I do a different thing. I guess I will try and use it for smaller projects to get used to it. Yeah, I would not start on a big project. You'll get burnt out on mypy very quickly on a big project, but on small projects, it's pretty. I think it's pretty reasonable. I already typed that. I guess I should check. What is the linting one called? Talk/e linters. I should make sure that this is still understood properly. Your option with noarg reminds me on how omit was implemented in Ansible. I'm not familiar with omit in Ansible, but yeah, it is a pretty neat pattern. You basically, this is the simplified version of it. If x is noarg, x was not passed. This is basically like this. So you pass with no arguments, you'll get something. You can still pass none and other things. And yeah, so you can see, you can differentiate between none and not being passed. I wonder if there's a better way to do this in Python 3 with named only arguments? I don't think so. But typing this is kind of annoying because it's like union of, what would be optional stir and object. But like, this is not a great type because anything is an object, and so this doesn't exclude enough. And so to probably make this more, type safe, so like class noarg, and then you could do type noarg. This might be a better type annotation for this. And a better way to do this, because this is also a singleton. I don't know. Namely, it's a special object which evaluates as missing just to avoid using none, which may not be supported or may have another meaning. They call it omit. Oh, okay, yeah. Basically, it's the same approach. I think this type checks properly. Let me see what happens. Union, all right. union optional type. Yeah, works. Type nothing to int. Just type the whole file. See what it says. Yeah. Okay. So this is one way to type this. I guess the other way you could do this is with overloads. You could do overload. Have an overload that takes no arguments, and actually I think overload is probably the better way to do this. So maybe I can type this. X equals although the overload only really works if there's one argument, because you'd have to permute every overload for every optional argument. So maybe that's not doable. The optional stir. So then you would remove the type annotation here. Yeah, so mypy is okay with this. Why is it okay with that? It should not be okay with that. Oh yeah, it says that this is missing a type annotation. But I don't know how overloads work. So I have no idea. But this would be... Invalid syntax. What do you mean invalid syntax? Oh right, you're right. This is invalid syntax. Now it's gonna be mad, right? Why does it allow this? I don't know. This might be the way to do this, but seems wrong. Let me look at pet484 and overload. Pet484 typing. Oh, we just do this. Overloading. Yeah, so they don't type this final one. So something tells me I'm just using overload incorrectly. But anyway, that's something. I need to go, too tired. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, the recording will be up on YouTube later, so if you miss any part of the stream, you'll be able to get it there. QT Wheat says, how does Python compare to VBA? Oh man, VBA would take me way back. How does Python compare to VBA? Is that still on screen? Close enough. Let's see. Let me remind myself what VBA is like. Based on like VB6, right? Is an implementation of Microsoft's event-driven programming language Visual Basic 6. Declared legacy in 2008. Yeah, so VBA is the like pseudo scripting language that's used for like Microsoft Word and Excel, if I remember right. Is that true? It is based on Visual Basic, which is kind of weakly typed, if I remember correctly. You have to like box in and out of types every time you deal with them. As such, it's a little bit more verbose. If I remember right, you have to explicitly have blocks, which is kind of annoying. But the problem with, the the problem with VBA is that it's very specific to just dealing with those specific applications. Like, you use VBA if you're working with Microsoft Word or Excel or whatever, but you can't really use VBA outside of it, if I remember. However, VBA code can normally run only within a host application. I mean, I think comparing Visual Basic 6 and Python would be a more fair comparison, maybe. But even there, like, I don't see anyone writing Visual Basic, not non.NET Visual Basic, even .NET Visual Basic. I don't see anyone writing Visual Basic in 2019. Bang still VBA. But from a programming language perspective, like, I think Visual Basic is a little bit limited. It's also a little bit dated. But Python is more towards the like dynamic, on the fly interpreted approach, and VBA I believe is actually compiled. Code written in VBA is compiled, yeah. Microsoft P code. But being compiled, like, it has some amount of type checking or whatever. I hate to say it, but there's a ton of VB6 code out there and still being maintained. Yeah, I know that. One of my first, most of my first code that I wrote was VBA, which is pretty special. Yeah. Tani says, what is the argument for get log for reduce log? There's a couple of them. There's get log one line, which gives you just the single line. I like to use first parent, because then it just shows the merge commits. There's also get log one line, I think it's graph, yeah, which will give you like the branch stuff. And then you can do decorate if there's tags. You'll see tags here. It's weird that this tag doesn't look like it's on the main line, but I guess green is the main line? Man, I don't know. Yeah. Hopefully one of those. Oh, you found dash one line. I see. It teaches me to read. Import names are in the wrong order. Should be... Ugh. I really need to set up a auto order. Right. Sequence comes before sets. Annoying. Also, I need to... I've kind of started setting up pre-commit inside of flake8, but I haven't really done that. It really only runs for mypy right now. Let's see if this is happy. It is. Okay, cool. But yeah, let's see what other stuff we can type in today. I'm not going to do that big function because it's probably a lot of work. Normalize the value based on the option configuration. Does this function get called? Because I thought ArcParse should have done this for me. Oh. This the... Oh, this is the configuration file stuff. So I guess it still is called. I thought VBA was a scripting language. Why is it compiled? I mean, Python is compiled also. It's compiled to like a pseudocode, an intermediate pseudocode. Although I'm pretty sure VBA is type checked, right? Is VBA type checked? Getting a variable type. That's not what I don't want. Runtime type. There we go. As experts exchange. This goes way back. I guess this was asked in 2008. Oh, I guess type checking is at runtime, so maybe it is kind of interpreted. Hmm. We're tired. I used to have a bunch of points on Experts Exchange. Actually, let's see if we can find any of them. About zero results. Did experts? Yeah. The problem with this domain, and there's a good reason that they have that they have a dash in it, because you can change it to this other not so nice thing very easily. And actually, that was why Experts Exchange was blocked on. My parents had an internet filter on my computer as a kid, and I was not allowed to go onto Experts Exchange after a while because they changed how the filtering rules worked. And the filter was the dumbest fucking thing. It would scrape the text of the page and then remove all white space and special characters, and then run it against a like regex that looked for naughty words or whatever. And so like Experts Exchange was something I couldn't look up. Mars Explorer, because it had the word sex in the middle, even though this is not a word and this is not a word. I don't know, it's just a garbage internet filter, but I always think it's funny about Experts Exchange. Like, surely they should have like thought about that while they were making their website. I guess not. But yeah, Python is also a compiled language. Let's see if we can find... Yeah, so Python, when imported, produces these PyCache files, which is the byte compiled output. And actually, you can kind of see this using the disassembler. So let's say we print hello world and we return 1. You can see that these are the byte codes that represent compiled Python code. But it's still interpreted in a way, because like a lot of these byte codes are just like call arbitrary function and hope it works, and not like actually optimized for types. This is Python is a stack-based language, so this is actually manipulating a stack, not the programming stack, but a function stack. Oh, is Twitch having problems for you, Toddy? Let me check my stream, see if it's working. Seems to be working for me, so... I don't know what to tell you, bud. There's... you can also see my stream delay there, too. But yes, that's VBA. Working for Agent Smith, so... Hey, how's it going? Hello, hello. Hope your Saturday's going well. I know it's actually Saturday for you, because I know where you kind of live. How would I type this function? I think this actually can take a bunch of other values as well. Let me see how it's used. Normalize value. Okay, so we can take a bunch of different things because of this. So it's really any and then star stir to any. Not the greatest annotation, but it's better than nothing. This one though, why is this function not getting used? Normalize from setup tools. Oh, that's so weird. I'm planning to delete this whole fucking thing eventually. No one should be using the setup tools. Yeah, I made a warning here, which will remove it. But yeah, this is apparently only used in one place. It's kind of weird. But this is type stir to all sorts of things. The union of int, float, complex, bool. I don't even think that's right because it doesn't do this stuff here. Oh well. Literally just woke up. It's like noon, my dude. I guess that's fair. You can do what you want. I'm not gonna judge your lifestyle. I've been up since like 6. What did I do today? Oh, I went for a run. College student life. Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you, I guess. Sleeping in's a good thing. I've just gotten into a routine where I wake up super early, so happens. Let's see, this is type nothing to. What is option args? It is a list. Should really be a tuple. Okay, to opt parse. This is no return. Did it actually get called? Syntax error in comment. Oh right, this has to be tuple. I wish you could just do that, but option has no attribute type. Indeed, it seems to not have an attribute type. How the fuck does this work? Oh, there's some dick stuffing. Yeah, there's airplanes. I don't know why, but they've been flying over a lot today. Is there like some air show? 2019. Maybe there's an air show going on. I kind of live by an airport, so it could be that. Let's see. What is today? September? That one's in Sonoma. That's pretty far away. The 7th today? Clear Lake. Where's Clear Lake? Clear Lake, California. It sounds like Southern California, if I had to guess. Where's the map? Where's the map? Out in the middle of, oh wait, no, it's North Bay. That's very far away, so it's not that. I also live kind of near an airport, so that's a thing. I live right around here in San Mateo, and there's an airport right up here, and so we get a lot of planes that are coming up from LA that drive over. Now it says, so have you heard of this cool new text editor called Babby? It's way better than Nano. Yeah. It's not done yet. I'm working on it. Not this stream though. But yeah, it's a pretty cool text editor. It doesn't do very much yet. GNU/nano, yeah. But yeah, we got text editing working last time. But yeah, so the problem here is this is because there's some dictionary stuff in here. Right. Yeah, this here. Which is kind of annoying. Kind of annoying. Oh, my stallbot is it's very easily tricked by casing. It doesn't know the difference between, like, if you capitalize nano, it doesn't know that you're talking about nano. Which is a thing, I guess. I guess I need stir 294. Yeah, so the problem is all of these attributes are not... MyPy doesn't know about them. Yeah, this is kind of annoying because it's very short code right now. But really this should be a bunch of assignments here. I guess I could flip this the other way and do like self.action equals action, self.default equals default, self.type equals type, self.dest equals dest. And this will make mypy happy. Unused type comment on 61. Oh. Thank you, mypy. Oh, I don't have no return. So this is actually an interesting one. If I add no return up here, I'm typing import no return. This will make mypy happy, but in... What do you mean it's not callable? Oh, of course it's not callable. No return is not callable. No return. So this will work in Python 3.6 and 3.5.2, but in Python 3.5.0 there's no return, and so I made a flake8 plugin for this. It's called dog food? No. Winters? Did I install my flake8 plugin? Yes. Tox-e flake8. And so that import of no return will actually be an error if I did this right. Hey, what's up, Blaze ZT? Thank you for the follow. Yeah, here we go. So like, we have to guard no return imports because, oh, apparently it wasn't even in 3.6.0 or 3.6.1. It was introduced later than I expected. But the flake8 plugin that I wrote helpfully tells you about particular type imports that are not valid. So, and since we have to support 3.5.0, we can't use type checking, so we have to do if false. And this should make that happy now. Well, I love how PyTest fills my buffer with node setup info when I run it. Oh, right, because you have a bunch of processes and you're using xdist. I still don't like xdist, and I still don't like to use it. I kind of want to make something that's better than xdist, because I feel like it has a lot of design problems, and like execnet is kind of a mess, and there's all sorts of like weird edge cases that aren't handled properly, and PyTest itself has to know a lot about how xdist works in order to function properly, and that's just like kind of annoying to me. But I don't know. I don't have infinite free time, so I haven't done any rewrites of xdist, and I don't think I'll ever have time to rewrite xdist. And given that I don't actually use it, maybe I shouldn't invest time in rewriting it. What's xdist? It's a distributed test runner. It basically allows you, I guess I can show you. So if I do PyTest tests right now, it'll run all of the PyTest suite, or all of the flake8 suite, but linearly. If we install xdist, and then I run -n, I think it's auto, it'll spin up these multi-process workers and run the tests in parallel. In this case, it spun up 5 workers because I have 5 processes assigned to this machine. And it can, like, depending on your test suite, it can improve the time by a lot. In flake8's case, the test suite took 2.7 seconds, so it's really not worth it. And like, I bet if we time it, it actually makes it slower because of the multi-process setup. So, well, maybe it makes it faster. Ever so slightly faster, like 200 milliseconds, probably not worth it. But anyway, that's xdist. I tend, like, my general approach is like, if my test suite gets too slow, I will split the project instead. Although Precommit's test suite is pretty slow right now, and Tox's is pretty slow, and PyTest is pretty slow, but I don't know, most of the tests are fast, and so using a multi-process runner isn't actually that helpful. QT Wheat asks, can you say all weakly typed languages are runtime compiled and all strongly typed are compiled, or does that not make sense? You can pre-compile some weakly typed languages, and some weakly typed languages don't get compiled at all and are like purely interpreted. So like, for instance, Bash interprets the source as it goes. It doesn't even like syntax check. It just like kind of starts applying code as it goes. In fact, you can make self-modifying Bash code by just writing to the executable that's running. I've used that trick before for terrible things. It was mostly a joke. It was not intended to be production code, but it was a self-modifying Bash executable. So I'm gonna have to score you with a good effort, but a D on the bot for being case sensitive. Yeah, I could fix it. I just haven't bothered. Honestly, pull requests welcome if you want. This. Yeah, so you'd have to make this case insensitive. The problem is, at this point, you don't have access to flags, but what I would probably do... How does this work? Handle message. Yeah, so this currently takes a bunch of prefixes. I would add a keyword-only argument that's flags here, and then you could add flags here as well, and then you could pass the flags into re.compile, and then you could do case insensitive there. Because I don't know that everything should be case insensitive, because like, what if you did like bang help in all caps? I mean, that one works already because it's an unknown command, but like any of the other commands would be problematic, maybe. I don't know, but if you wanna work on it, here's the source, and I will run your code on stream. Ooh, what is that emoji? Pride give. Nice. There's a large hole in that classification for languages like C#, Java, and other statically typed but JITted code. Yes, that's true. I'd like to work on a replacement for XDIS, but don't want to reach into PyTest internals. Yeah. Also, the PyTest internals are a little tangly. I want to like fix that eventually because it's a mess. Oh, someone subscribed, but it didn't tell me who. I hate when Twitch does this. It just like increments the number but doesn't tell me who subscribed. I'm gonna guess that it's you, Agent Smith. That'd be my guess. It was me. Okay, cool. It was a good guess on my part. Well, thank you for the resub. Maybe it didn't because it was a resub. I don't know. Twitch is weird, but Streamlabs didn't notice either, so something's wacky there. But thank you for the subscription. Greatly appreciated. MyPy has to run more than 7,600 tests. Yeah, so XDIS probably makes sense there. Probably makes sense there. I don't even know how to write Python, so this would be far too difficult. Python's pretty easy. Alright, let me see if I can type more of this module. This thing is easy, right? This is type prog equals none, so optional stir. And then version equals none, which is also optional stir. And then usage is stir. None. Oh, here we go. Line 347. Argument version to add argument. Dang it. Maybe we can make these non-optional? Option manager constructions. This is where it actually gets instantiated. So it seems to always have these passed, so that seems good. So maybe I just make these required. Because it makes no sense to make them optional, I guess. See what mypy has to say about that. Okay. Seems fine. I'm actually surprised that there weren't more type problems in here, but maybe I'll see those later. Format plugin. Convert a plugin version into a dictionary mapping name to value. Plugin. I don't know why this is a list comprehension. This is so much simpler. And like easier to read. I mean, it's slightly more error prone, but at the same time, like mypy will type check it for me. Do this. But what is this plugin type? Stir, stir. How is it well written? EMP plugin is enable? The first one. The first one is the correct English. Como se dice, right? Plugin. Oh wait, this is not... Works. Also, I probably made mypy mad. Incompatible assignments and expression. On line 91. Yeah, flake8 does this kind of annoying thing where everything is lazily instantiated, but it doesn't really save any time, so I don't understand why. It'd be nice if it just didn't lazily instantiate. I'm planning to fix that at some point, but it's kind of hard to do. So I don't know if this is a circular import. Let's try it. From flake8.plugins, manage import plugin. See if flake8 can still start. I don't like this. flake8 colors. Okay, cool. Optional is not defined. Optional is now defined. Oh yeah, so mypy is getting better error message. Oh, that's good. The error message that I had earlier was, oh, that looks dope. That's nice. Also, this is pretty nice. List is invariant considering using sequence instead, which is covariant. I have to explain this. This is like the most common issue that people at Lyft run into, is this covariance with list and dictionary. Instead, they should use mapping and sequence. But yeah, if mypy can finally explain it to them just like up front, that's gonna be awesome. How to add regex flag type hinting. I think they're just integers, right? re.I. Oh no, they actually have a type. So you would do so if you let's see, patterns, which would be stir, and then keyword only flags equals flags would be re dot, what's the enum? Regex flag. What is that new in? Regex flag. Changed in version 3.6. Flags are now instances of regex flag. Okay, so new in 3.6. So what would the default be? You probably use just like re.u. Just the Unicode, which is on by default. Kind of a sneaky thing. Something like this, maybe? Yes, I did say Lyft knowledge. That's where I work. Sorry, I was laughing at Twitch chat, which apparently turns this into a heart. Does it work for anything else? Wait, why does it not work for me? What? Okay, this is what I'm looking at, and this is why I'm confused. Oh, it only shows to other people? Kind of like if I type my password, you guys just see this, right? Weird. Anyway, sorry. Distracted. But now you know the secret. I keep chat to the right of my window. If I stare over there, I'm looking at chat. Well, yeah, it worked for you now, Edge. Or at least I see it as a heart. Wait, I see a different heart than Agent Smith's. I'm confused. I'm not gonna try and understand it. Didn't really like looking at typeshed. Oh, does typeshed allow none there? That would be better. Does this allow none here? Let's see. Flags type union int regex flag. I guess you could do that as well. Yeah, I don't know. Sarcastic Dante with the big heart. Yeah, it doesn't allow none here. So you could do this. Maybe? I don't know if mypy is gonna be okay with that. Let's see, mypy. I have to add imports, is what I remembered. Invalid syntax. Oh, it's already keyword only? Because there's a star arg. Why are you still invalid syntax? Oh. Also, why did flake8 not notice it as invalid syntax? Incompatible default for argument flags. Default has type int. It defined in Python? That would be awesome. Is, but not really. Experimental, don't rely on these. Yeah, there's a shorthand for the experimental one. Hurry.debug, that sounds cool. Oh. That's kind of cool. You can see like the meta language of the backing. Regex. Huh, I didn't know about this. This is actually really cool because one of the things that I wanted to implement, and it was like a pie in the sky idea and I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it, but I wanted to implement a regular expression coverage engine where you would give it a regex and you'd give it a bunch of test cases and it would tell you whether you cover every portion of the regex. Basically as a way to make regular expressions a little less scary in code, because You know, like a lot of times you'll add a regex to fix a bug, but then you won't know whether every part of your regular expression is being used, I guess. And with a with some amount of coverage over it, it would be pretty cool. But I don't know. That's another one of my like pie in the sky idea projects that I'll probably never get to, but would be cool to work on anyway. I'm also saying if I want to learn how to use a module, looking at typeshed gives you a good idea for being pretty quick. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I oftentimes where I'm like, how the hell does this work? What can I pass to it? I'll open up the Python documentation and the typeshed, and often typeshed is more useful than the Python documentation, at least for me because I like to read the code. Sometimes typeshed can be a little bit confusing. Like here, you have to figure out that flags type is based on version here. But that's a thing. Actually, I wonder. MyPy. No, it's Python typeshed. Oh, what happened there? Hey, what's up, Soft Iron? Thank you for the follow. I don't know what the difference between soft iron and hard iron is. You don't have to apologize. Sometimes it's not your fault. Most of the time it's probably not your fault. It's just like sometimes typeshed is a little hard to follow. I can follow it, but like sometimes when I link into other people, they're like, what is happening here? Especially when there's a bunch of overloads. See if flake8 2020 picks up any of the... There's a lot of type comparisons in typeshed. Oh, I was apologizing about not being clear in my previous messages. I see. Fine. Oh, it's a Twitch turbo emote. Oh, I see. So I probably don't have it then. Makes sense. Why is this taking so long? Oh. It's probably not Python files, they're PyI files. This will be much faster. It was probably recursing through the virtual environment, I'd guess. It's still taking a while. I mean, it is a lot of code, so maybe that makes sense. Oh, okay, it's clean. Just wanted to check. So flake8 2020 is a new plugin that I wrote for flake8 a couple weeks ago, which tries to check for sys.version or sys.version info abuses, which will break in the year 2020 when either Python 3.10 or Python 4 becomes a thing. As far as I understand, Python 3.10 is far less likely to break the entire world and probably should be done instead of 4. Especially because it breaks things like 6 in Python 4. But anyway, this flake8 plugin detects a bunch of common issues related to versioning like that. And I've already used this to fix like virtualenv, talks, some parts of pip, some parts of setup tools, a bunch of different packages that make some of these common mistakes. Like pip had this problem where Python 3.10 is reported as Python 3.1, which is not the best when you suddenly go back to the year, what was it, 2010 when Python 3.1 came out? 3.1 release date. That's not what I want. Is there a pep for this? By version. 3.1 2009. I had just graduated high school at that point. Oh, a long ass time ago. Yeah, 3.1 final released on June 27th. But anyway, I was just double checking that typeshed has more correct version comparisons. It actually makes sense because mypy only understands a certain set of them. But re.debug is pretty cool. And I'm on a tangent. What was I doing? Oh, I was fixing mypy. Source flake8 plugins manager. I hate that there's so many files called manager in flake8. It makes me think that there's some design problems, although they predate all of me. If self.version is none. Does that make mypy happy? Oh, I see. So we'll just trick mypy a little bit here. Does this make it happy? Yes, it does. 138. So argument 1 to format plugin of option manager has incompatible type plugin version expected plugin. No, I guess I don't need plugin here, so I didn't need to do all that type annotating. Oh well, it should be plugin version. And that should appease mypy? Yes, perfect. Oh, down the rabbit hole I go. Okay, we're still in the option manager, format, plugin. That was the last one we annotated. And option. This is a type star any and star any to option, no, to none. Hey, what's up, OX Hash? Good evening to you as well. Assuming it's evening for you. It's evening. I guess it's afternoon for me, just slightly. I'm adding type annotations right now. Move from default ignore. Should take sequence of stir and return none. Sequence stir, return none. This one should also do that. Sequence stir, return none. Let's just copy and paste this at this point. Generate versions. Stir, stir, stir. Stir, stir, stir. Update version string. This is a no-op. Take no arguments, return no values, purely side effect. Action has no attribute version. Hey, what's up, Life Franco? Thank you for the follow. Right, so this is a very special action type. Version type. Read the code because it's not exported, which makes sense. Version action. The best code is purely side effects. OX, everything after OX looks like hex. Yes. Oh wait, but the S is not, nor is the H. The best code is no code. 0 lines equals 0 bugs. Yes, that's true according to Bo. Delete all code. Fixed. Oh hey! OX Hash has subscribed. Thank you for the subscription, friend. It's greatly appreciated. 348. As I thought. We need to convince mypy that this is a version action and not an action. It's a type narrowing here. Like a cast to this. I usually don't like casting, but I also don't. This is implementation detail. It's like a cast. I always forget the order of the arguments in cast, so hopefully this is right. Import cast, probably. Is it case-insensitive ordering? Who knows? We'll find out when I run the linters. Okay, that made it okay. I've added flags to the Twitch bot. Mind looking. Alright, I will see. Still casting in 2019. Yeah. Add flags to handler. I don't have CI set up for this, so I'm just gonna have to trust you. Cool. How many characters is this? I'm checking if you ran flake8. You did not run flake8. Run the pre-commit hooks, you'll have... they'll also fix this for you. Oh wait, no, maybe it's fine. It's fine with this. I would put this on the next line though. Yeah, looks fine. Oh, why didn't it do my cats or gifs? Do I not have that one? I do have it enabled. Prove. There we go. I need to set up CI, apparently. I guess I could do that. Let's see, how much work would it be to set up CI? It would just be CI to run the pre-commit hooks. Oh, there's markdown bug here. Oh, also I didn't document all of the commands. Whoops. Anyway. I want a dog, not a cat. Did I give you a cat? Alright, we'll roll the RNG a few times and get you a cat. Or get you a dog. If it actually works. Sometimes this script is flaky and I don't know why. What do we get? That's cat. Delete that one. This cat? Yeah, that one's a cat. Reroll forever. Also cat. At this point, I'm just gonna grab a dog from the, Here, you got that one. Okay. You can get this one. Now you have a doggo. They all get sourced from that page. Yeah, Mindful Fox, I don't know what's up with the emoji. It's still not approved. It's been like 2.5 weeks, or like week and a half now. How do I do this? Dashboard. And then affiliate and emotes. Still says pending. I don't know what's up with that. Like, Twitch, what are you doing? Unless there's something like lewd about this, and so it's like in the like actually needs human, threaten them with denial of service. Yeah. Yeah. But eventually you'll be able to use this emote. But hasn't happened yet, sadly. But damn you, Twitch. But yeah, there's your doggo ship it. Yeah, let me know when you've run the hooks, and then I'll make it happen. I made one too. Fucked up the whole project. Made them support Python 3. Nice. Fuck it, let's go to Mixer. Yeah. How some Japanese GIF instead? Oh man. I'm not brave enough to put this. Okay. It's funny enough that I'll show it, I guess. Kawaii. Oh, that's getting clipped. Damn it. Mixer doesn't have science and tech. Really? Non-gaming categories. They knew what I wanted. Creative, art, books, cooking. Is development considered creative? What do they mean by development? That might be a potential one. Web show. It just dumps you to a feedback forum. That's so annoying. Annoying. Oh well. I've seen this before. Follow trolls, people that unfollow and refollow repeatedly. Yeah, I mean, maybe development is their. Wait, why is this Zendesk? Their support is through Zendesk. I guess that makes sense. See if we can find. Let's see. Development. What are, like, is this actually programming? They were in Photoshop. I don't actually know how Mixer works. No. They're developing, who knows? My guess is Mixer doesn't quite have a programming category yet. Writing code, copy and pasting from Stack Overflow. Yeah, yeah. Let's make a category for copy and pasting from Stack Overflow. That sounds about right. Oh man, here's the clip. Kawaii. Oh, that. Nice. GG. Okay. Anyway, back to what we're actually doing. Oh, we're almost to the bottom. MyPy still happy? Yeah. It's a good clip. I approve. Name version local equals false. Type bool to none. I guess I could probably turn on. See if I can turn on requiring types in that module. Is it not already on? I'm confused. Oh, I just have to add it here. Flake8 dot options bot manager. Manager. 4, 60, and 77. Oh, this one. Generate epilogue. $77 is the tricky one. Someone post the clip on r/livestream fail. But it's a live stream win. Ooh. Yo says, Anthony, good to see you live. I'm going to sleep. Have a great weekend. Well, thanks for stopping by, Yo. Always happy to see you. Let's use the trick that I had before. Flake8's gonna make me do this. I typoed type as typo, of course. Any, this one can be union of stir callable and no arg. This is union of stir and type no arg. Type is not defined. This is another one that I need from here, if I remember right. Because it's also not in Python 3.5.0. Is this Java? Yeah. Callable is not defined. Please use callable parameters or just callable. Missing type parameters, yeah, that's what I thought. Takes however many arguments, trains any. What could go wrong? This is union int stir. I thought you removed Nano's top bar. No, I removed the bottom bar. I don't think you can remove the top bar. Also, I thought I removed this bar too, but this is new in Nano 3. Because they're doing active development on Nano, apparently. Yeah, I can't use the typing syntax because Flake8 still supports Python 2, which is unfortunate. Oh, there's so many options. Yeah, I don't think I can disable the title bar. And I can't disable this line in the version of Nano I'm using. Set no title bar. I mean, what could go wrong, right? Yeah. Mistakes. Doesn't tell me what mistakes, but this is not a thing. Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. Fuck Python 2, yeah, I agree. Oh, this actually has a particular type. Oh, but it doesn't, because it can take arbitrary arguments. Oh no, that one's too long. Okay, how mad is mypy? Very mad. Set more space. That removes the extra blank line. Oh. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Sec fuck Python 2. Yeah. I agree, T-Virus Firefly. Also fuck PyPy, nice. That's impact, yeah. Or as we call it at Lyft, the Zimpact. There's a kind of dumb old meme. Lyft was originally called Zimride, which apparently was sold. We sold the company. Lyft sold the company to Enterprise Rent-A-Car. But it's meant to be like a. I don't know. It's basically like a spreadsheet, but you organize rides using it and stuff. But there's still a bunch of like Zimride memes at Lyft, and one of them is Zimpact, which is our our joke meme for impact. Hey, what's up, Tanky184? Thank you for the follow. Let me get the Zim. We have a Zimpact emoji. It's pretty good. And Remote, thank you for the follow. This is our Zimpact emoji, based on the Zimride logo. But anyway, emojis. How much did they buy Zimride for? Let's see. Zimride sold to Enterprise. See if it was publicly disclosed. Lyft is announcing this morning that sold off. Yeah, the sale will allow blah blah blah. Our AWS account is still called Zimride, which I think is funny. Wait, where did you see 500 million? What the fuck happened? Where did my... What kind of garbage ass website is this? Oh, it's TechCrunch. No, this is Avis buying Zipcar. How much does Zimride sell for? I don't think it actually says how much for. Yeah, I don't know that that's public. Which doesn't have to be public because Zimride and Lyft were a private company at the time. Growth, structure, Lyft. Oh, the pink stashes. Those used to be so gross. They really only worked in San Francisco where it doesn't rain. Everywhere else they just got like disgusting very quickly. Okay, I guess I don't know how much it was sold for. Yeah, who knows? But it was the Lyft was originally a hackathon project at Zimride, and then spun out into a whole new big company. I forgot about the stash. Yeah, they were confusing at first, but it was a good like brand move, I guess, because like you recognize them everywhere. I think the stickers are much better. They're also better for the environment and such. But yeah, Zimride's impact. And mypy being real angry. Okay, mapping is not fine. That one's easy. Mapping. Oh, this line is too long now. Line 165. Long option name is no arg. I think this means that short option name must always be stir. Must be required. Which makes sense. But how much will this mess up the types? Oh. Should we leave it like that? Pyrocat, yeah. I do actually use Nano. You'll find that I'm rather efficient in Nano, so withhold some judgment before you're just like, man, this guy's a fucking noob. I'm gonna leave this stream. Let's see if long option name is no arg and short option name is no arg. Raise type error. Should have taught your brother, Nano. Yeah, I taught my brother Vim, so that people don't make fun of him like me. I don't think you're a noob, just crazy. That is the right answer. Guess I can just be explicit here. Short option name is not no arg. Does that fix it? No, it does not. Really? Oh, I guess mypy doesn't know any better. Shoot. That is annoying. How do I give mypy... How do I make mypy know better than it does? Maybe I go back to these being nullable? Yeah, soon it'll be Babby. Babby is the text editor that I'm working on to learn curses. Here's some like screenshots of what it. I guess I could just show you what it does. It's faster than the screenshots. So the first thing that I implemented was a color test. This was just to demonstrate the colors that it can do. It looks a lot like Nano, but it doesn't do syntax outing yet. But you can can navigate around through it, and it works. And right now we added text editing, which is like adding text, backspacing, pressing delete, pressing enter in the middle of the line, backspacing in the middle of the line. Did we do delete in the middle of the line? Yeah. Added a bunch of features like that last time. It still can't save though, so it's still not truly a text editor. But yeah, soon Babby will be what I use. But until then, still using Nano. Tube worm. It's pretty funny. But yeah, mypy doesn't know any better about this. Which it should. I feel like it should. In-memory text manipulator. Yeah, that's what it does right now. Before it didn't even do that. Before it was just your bot is not inclusive. Hey, the bot didn't say anything offensive. I feel like mypy should know better than this, which is unfortunate that it doesn't, but guess what am I gonna do? How do I say your name? Messer1. That's gonna be my guess. Why use Ubuntu? Isn't just Windows more suitable for a modern day human being? Well, how'd you know I was using Windows? I'm pretty good about hiding it. I like the developer tools on Ubuntu. It's also slightly faster, and I'd rather have a Unix environment for doing code development, so that's mostly why. Hey, what's up, Tumati? Thank you for the follow. I do use Windows sometimes to do development, but I don't know, Ubuntu seems to have like nicer stuff. Also, Ubuntu doesn't collect telemetry on everything you do on it. Yeah. Oh, I guess if you compare it against Windows subsystem for Linux, yeah, I haven't set up WSL yet, so I don't have a fair comparison there. I've heard it's good. I just myself have not used it, so don't know there. This is kind of annoying though. This is very annoying. It's better than MinGW. Yeah, I've heard that. MinGW is kind of a mess. Or what is it? Mine's called GitBash, but it's MinGW. But I use this occasionally. It works pretty well. But I'd rather have a full Linux environment than this like half Windows, half Linux environment that's kind of a mess. Why stop it if you can just not use it? Yeah, I guess you can turn off most if not all of the telemetry. I guess you would have to be able to turn off all telemetry so that it can get used in Enterprise. Holy shit, guys. This is, sorry, unrelated, but I have dropped 0 frames today, and so I'm really suspect of my service provider because they fixed fuck all. They did nothing. And my landlord hasn't fixed anything, and suddenly I'm not dropping frames anymore. So I'm very confused. Actually, I'm gonna try and bump up the bitrate back to what I used to stream at and see if that changes anything. We'll see. But if my internet just like magically fixed itself, probably means that they rolled back some like bad software that they rolled out. But yeah, we're back. We're streaming at the original rate. Haven't dropped frames yet. Knock on wood. We'll see how that goes. How do we know he's not using Windows also in a VirtualBox on a Mac? That'd be fucking next level. But I only use Macs when I am forced to. And even when I'm forced to, sometimes I will just quit the company I'm working at instead. Actually, I do have a Mac. Is it on? Oh, what is the password for this? That one? Is my Mac on? And does it have the right IP address? Asus? Is my machine actually? How does it know that? Maybe that's the network or the graphic or the Ethernet card is Asus? I don't know. But no, my Mac is not on. I have a Mac that I use as a build machine. Hey, what's up, Double X Super Doggy Double X? Thank you for the follow. That's a. I used to have a. Oh, do I still have the code for that? I had a like elite username generator thing that would do basically the same thing. Hey, what's up, CDE28? Thank you as well for the follow. Hope your day's going well. What is this link? I'm brave. I trust Sarcastic Dante. Windows 10 WSL versus VirtualBox Ubuntu formats on a pretty beefy machine. Okay. Where's the, like, are there graphs? Why is this 4 pages? Less is better. Ooh. That's 6 times worse. Also, this is 1604. Oh, that sounds pretty similar, though. Oh wait, VirtualBox is slow. Wait, am I reading this wrong? Okay, this is VirtualBox being faster. This one, VirtualBox is slower. And somehow Windows subsystem for Linux is faster than native? What? That's confusing. Hey, what's up, OXC3301? What would that be? CO? I don't know. You're going by CO now. Thank you for the follow. I'm confused how they beat native speed. This seems like a broken benchmark then. John the Ripper. More is better. Huh. I'm kind of surprised. Seems like a mixed bag. Anyway, I'm going to continue using VirtualBox until I try out Windows Subsystem for Linux, and then I will make my actual judgment call on whether one or the other is better. Are you Austrian? No. My heritage is, well, I guess part of it is probably basically Austrian. I'm like 3/8, or it's either 3/8 or 5/8 Italian. What else do I have? I have some generic Eastern European from like Czechoslovakia, or the republic formerly known as Czechoslovakia. And then it's just like a mix of just like Polish and other nonsense. I'm an Eastern European mutt, so I guess there probably is some Austrian in there somewhere. Yeah, still haven't dropped frames after adjusting the bitrate, so my ISP must just fix their shit, and like they owe me so many apologies after they gave me the runaround for however many weeks. It's just like... Bang. Still building software for Mac on a 10-year-old Mac Mini. Yeah. I guess, is my Mac Mini 10 years old? It's almost 10 years old, so that's fair. According to Bo, I both like and hate SQLite. I'm a fan of SQLite. I think it's pretty nice. It's annoying that it locks on reads. Yeah, that's fair. What is your opinion on Google, Microsoft, Facebook, and in general transatlantic organizations? Ooh. Well, I definitely have a negative view on Facebook. Google Google is slightly negative. I'm actually really impressed with a lot of what Microsoft has been doing in open source recently, so I'd put myself as like slightly positive there. I don't know. I feel like Google and Microsoft actually put out things that are productive to society, whereas Facebook is really just like, I mean, both Facebook and Google are just like ad generation engines in one way or another, but I don't know that Facebook's like product is positive on society. I don't know, that's kind of my that's my TLDR for those. He's from Sydney, Austria. Yeah. Is there a Sydney, Austria? Hilarious. Sydney, Austria. No, I'm actually typing Austria. Did it? No. Austria. Not Australia. I'm trying to be wrong. Please let me be wrong. It knows too well. Whoa. Google has a globe view now. Didn't know that. When does it switch to the... Oh, maybe it stays in this projection entirely. Huh. I didn't know it showed a globe now. That's cool. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but it hasn't shown me. I switched to native Linux, I'm happy. Yeah, there we go. I'll slip a shrimp on the Barbie for you, mate. Oh, sorry. I'm not saying Polish is nonsense. I'm saying that my my heritage is nonsense, because it's just like a mix of all sorts of who knows what. I have a negative view of Google's policy, but a positive view on their products. Yeah, that feels about what I would say. Hey, what's up? Oh man, how did I pronounce it before? Messer1? That's what I'm going with. Thank you for the follow. Google's fucking scary, man. Yarn isn't positive. I feel like Yarn is not positive. I feel like Yarn... Oh man, here we go. Here's my Yarn rant. I feel like Yarn was an aggressive fork of NPM, which had positive features, but arguably could have just been a series of pull requests to NPM, and it wouldn't have caused a fracturing of the JavaScript ecosystem for no good reason. I honestly think like Facebook should not have made Yarn. They should have just contributed to NPM. But instead, they caused this whole like holy war about, oh well, which JavaScript package manager are you using? And in a lot of ways, they Yarn like made some intentionally incompatible changes that could have been compatible, and then like went to NPM and went like, you're wrong, and it's like, well, fuck off, bud. You made your shit after. Like, I don't know how this is suddenly our problem. But I honestly think that like Yarn should have been a bunch of pull requests, and in a lot of ways, like NPM has implemented a lot of the things that Yarn did. So there was like the parallel download stuff, the like the lock file by default. What else? A bunch of the other features like just end up getting implemented in NPM. So like, I feel like Yarn was like, it didn't need to happen, but it did, and now it's too late to unhappen it, and it's still like a mess. Freaking Chrome collects more telemetry than Windows. Yeah, that's why I only use Chrome when streaming. My normal windows are Firefox windows, so I also try and avoid Chrome as much as possible. I guess Firefox also collects telemetry, but at least they're not like trying to use it to mostly target ads for me, I guess. Ish. There's a Sydney, UK, and Portugal. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. There's probably a bunch of other Sydneys as well. There's probably a Sydney in like several US states also. As a flat earther, I'm offended. Yeah, take it up with Google, bud. There's actually there's a meme channel at work where we all pretend to be flat earthers. Or maybe not everyone's pretending, but I'm pretty sure everyone, I hope everyone's pretending. But like we constantly post like flat earth propaganda just because it's hilarious. According to Bo has switched to Brave. Yeah, I've heard good things about Brave. I've been using Firefox since it was called what was it, just Mozilla or Firebird. I've been using it since it was called Firebird, and I just don't really want to switch at this point. It's basically been pretty consistent the whole way. Although they did do one thing recently which kind of pisses me off. So you used to be able to type websites. So like, say I wanted to go to Cerebi.net. You used to be able to do this and then press Shift Enter. But now Shift Enter opens a new window for some reason. And you used to be able to do Control Shift Enter. Oh, go away. Control Shift Enter, and that would open up. Now it goes to .com, which is apparently just hilariously broken. But yeah, I don't know. Used to be less broken, but now it's broken. And I don't know. That's my grumble for Firefox. npm closed the feature cap. Yeah, I already talked about that. You think the JavaScript ecosystem wasn't fractured pre-Yarn? Yeah, it wasn't, but Yarn just made it worse. The problem is that npm wouldn't accept the PRs to improve the CLI, and npm only fixed when they started losing to Yarn. I don't know if that's true though. I didn't necessarily see Facebook trying to send pull requests. Oh, I've listened to the talk of one of the core devs. Facebook didn't like how things were slow or some shit. Yeah, I don't know. From an outsider, it to me it looked like a hard fork for not a good reason. So that's where my opinion is, and I can be convinced of that. So someone could probably change that to me, but JavaScript is fucked. Search for how to anything in JavaScript, and the first few steps in a new tutorial will always be downloading packages. Yeah. You can explore different planets on Google Maps? Really? What? If I type in Mars. Oh. We gotta start in satellite mode. No, that's not what I want. Where's... It's been so long since I've actually... Satellite mode, there we go. I need to zoom way out. Oh, what? Whoa. That's pretty cool. That's nifty. I didn't know you could do that. Oh, and you can go to the space station too? What? This is so cool. Oh, you can't go back though. Anyway. That's pretty neat. I didn't know that was a thing. Oh yeah, this craft mindful fox. Yeah, I've seen this. Assuming this is what I think it is. Watching Netscape get dominated by Internet Explorer, and then watching everything else dominate Internet Explorer. It's pretty good. I found so many PRs where they just noped every PR that's now a feature. Even stuff like respecting indent. That's unfortunate. There's always Ice Weasel / Ice Cat. Yeah. Isn't that Firefox without branding because Debian? Yeah. Yes, it is. There's also, I mean, the Chromium project is also like Chrome without Google's shit, pretty much, from what I understand. But yeah, this is a pretty neat graph. And then my favorite part is where Chrome shows up and just like, I'm gonna eat all the market share now. Which is kind of, in my mind, it's kind of a scary sign because it's potentially going to like decrease the production of web standards in my mind, because it'll be like Google just dominating how everything else works. Oh, Chrome is based on Chromium. Yeah, that makes sense. GNU/Firefox. Yeah. But this saddens me a bit. This number just going up and up and up. Firefox was never #1. Yeah, that's true. Although, at least #2. We're gonna write websites in Go. Oh, please no. Chrome's already decided to go off in their own direction. Yeah, tell me about AMP and all the other like bullshit that Google has shoved down people's throats. Let's make this one go 173. Oh, that's annoying. So, mypy doesn't know about my singletons, but it does know about the other singletons. Obnoxious. Hey, what's up, Dirty Mind Albion? I'm working on flake8, which is a linter framework for Python. And you can also do bang today in chat. It'll also tell you what's going on. I'm adding type annotations right now and having some gripes with mypy. Some of these are probably my fault. Some of them are just that it's kind of hard to make this do the right thing. But that's what I'm working on. I've talked to an AMP developer who no longer works at Google. They basically said that AMP was straight up power grab by Google. Yeah, of course. It was basically trying to keep individuals on Google's platform by forcing them into this like pseudo HTML that Google invented. Google fucked over other browsers on YouTube as well. With it, yeah, it's evil as hell. Yeah, I've noticed that as well. Like all the features that come to Chrome come to Firefox like months or never after. I basically only use YouTube through the browser though. Hey, what's up, Zsol? How's it going? Wow, where do I recognize you from? From GitHub? Or Twitter? Your name's familiar. Yeah. Oh, you're at Face. Oh, you work on Black. Ah, that's where it's from. That's where it's from. Yeah. But welcome. It's nice to see a familiar name in the chat. But I'm fighting with mypy. So maybe for these ones that can be none. Black is getting mypy seed? Oh, that would be cool. Ethan, how can I do this without without rewriting all this code? How can I convince mypy that this is my own singleton? Can I do with enums, maybe? Does flake8 use enum? Does... Determine if we need to use enum/enum34. rid of that comment. Okay, so we do use enums, so I could make a dummy enum. Basically, right now, mypy doesn't know that this forces the union in another direction. So, like, all of these options are either this no-arg thing, or they're they're arbitrary other type. So I need to narrow the type to just the arbitrary other type. Let me try with enums. That might work. Maybe this? Equals no arg needs to go to equals arg.no. Oh shoot, I did that wrong. Just undo and then fix it. This is easier. Type no arg. Replace that with arg. Let's try that. Let's see what happens here. Do what mypy says. Invalid syntax. Not backslash. There we go. Thank you, PyroCat, for the follow. Oh, and ZSol for the subscription. Greatly appreciated. Hope your days are going well. Yes. Let's see if this convinces mypy. I have fewer errors, and it's not mad about that other one. Okay, so I guess that's one way. Represent a singleton of not passed arguments. And enum is chosen to... Oh, that's... Enum is chosen to trick mypy. Regex says, now you have \d plus problems. Yeah, pretty true. Kai Exor says, hi, I'm new to programming. Do you recommend a course for me to study Python from zero? Studying the tutorials from their website, is that a good choice? This is the one that I usually send to for like absolute beginning, which is learnpython.org. It's pretty good. There's some stuff in here that I don't really agree with. Like they teach old style string formatting, which is pretty obsolete in 2019. But it's pretty comprehensive and like gives you some good ideas around basics of stuff. What's the other one that I usually recommend? The Code Academy one is pretty good. I don't necessarily recommend the... I think there is a tutorial in the CPython docs, but I don't remember it being very good. Or at least I've never looked through it. What? Code Academy! I'm so disappointed right now. Why would Learn Python be Learn Python 2? It's 2019. It's 2019. But yeah, that's usually my recommendations. I've also, well, I guess it hasn't happened in a while. but I'm in the process of teaching my brother how to program. And so he has some notes, and so you can see like the stuff that I taught him with Python. So you can check that out. But this is also like how to deal with Unix commands, and like how to do basics of Vim, and what a bash RC is, and this terrible nonsense that I wrote for him. This is actually pretty cool though. How does it work? You make this in a function, and you source the file, and then you can run title foo, and it'll change the title in the title bar, and it'll persist. My brother likes to use this so he can know like what each of the tabs are. So like maybe this will be the PyTest tab, and so in here I will just run PyTest. Like, have a failing test. So just fix that test real quick. But yeah, like my brother likes to do that, and like some of his notes are kind of useful. They're not in great order, but there is some Python stuff in here. It's not really tutorial style, it's more just like definition style, and like and some of it is like my opinions about things and such. But there's some Python in here as well. But anyway, like learning Python is his photo. Like what? Nice. But yeah, I don't know. There's some good stuff to learn on the internets. Is there a reason you can't use none to indicate no arguments? Because some of the things could be none. So like, this is valid argparse code. Parse equals argparse.argument parser arg equal or parser dot add arguments dash dash foo default equals none type equals stir. Well, stir is default. So type equals int. Like this is valid because none is a valid value there. Int is not subscriptable. Strings. Yeah, so I have to allow none as pass through there. There are some arguments that can't be none, but it's easier to just make all the code consistent, I guess. Hey, what's up, Mech27? Thank you for the follow. Hope your day's going well. Official docs are fine for basics. Yeah, that's true. Hey, what's up, Rumiti? Hope your day's going well. Hey, Python 2 knowledge means good job security. Oof. Yeah, it's kind of sad, but true. Honestly, like, I think good Python 2 knowledge is not useful unless you also know the Python 3 equivalents. Or at least that's what I would hope. Code Academy makes the Python 3 course for pro users. Oh, the Python 2 course is free? That's annoying. Why wouldn't they make them both free? Python 3 is new and hot tech. Yeah, despite it being around for 10 years at this point. Thank you for the recommendations. Yeah, happy to recommend stuff. For general fuckery, I like Checkio. Never heard of that. Coding games, this is such a bad web design. Who let you write this? Who let you write white text on a potentially white background? Like, this is unfucking readable. Who would let someone do this? Ugh. No, I'm not logging in. And gone. Oh yeah, and Ethan, it's also a flake8's option parser thing is a glue code layer which also supports the opt parse approaches, and so it has to support both opt parse and arg parse at the same time, and it's It's something. It's pretty complicated. Now I use tilde number to index shit to mess with people. Oh yeah, that's fun. Actually, what is that? It gives you the negative number? Oh man. Oh man. You really want to obscure your code. Wait, why is that out of range? Oh, because -6 is too far out of range. This works. Oh, that's wild. Because tilde is a binary, or yeah, binary invert. Bitwise negation. Yeah, that's what it's called. Binary invert. I had the right idea, just the wrong name. But yeah, that's why that works. Wait, what? This didn't invert properly. I'm confused. Oh, negative. Negative binary literal. Wait. Why would it do it like that? Why wouldn't it just show me the binary literal? Is there a way for it to not do that? Nope. And there's no unsigned type in Python. It's so obnoxious. Mex says, hello, I'm doing pretty well, just learned some Python for fun. Nice. Zezokarum says, hey dude, have you worked before with WordPress? I've uninstalled WordPress. No, I haven't really worked with WordPress. From what I understand with WordPress, you basically have to update it every day, and that's all you really do with WordPress. I have written some PHP though, so I could potentially write WordPress plugins, but I haven't in a very, very long time worked with it. Okay, then my recommendation would be just burn it all down. Yeah, the plan with the argument parsing stuff is to deprecate the optparse-based stuff, and then eventually just use argparse, and then not have to deal with that anymore. Do you recommend the official website docs.python for learning Python? It's good for like API docs and stuff. I actually just went through some recommendations, which were Codecademy and learnpython.org are both pretty good. I ran into the minus sign thing before. I was so confused. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of annoying. Like, I would rather it show me the negative, the two's complement. That would kind of work better for me. Did you know that Python's name is derived from the British comedy group Monty Python? I did know that. That's why there's also like a bunch of other Python memes hidden in, or Monty Python memes hidden in stuff. Guido wears a Ministry of Silly Walks watch. Is that a thing? That's awesome. Delete WordPress. Yes, agreed. Static site generator and slap Discuss on that boy. Yeah, Discuss is pretty good. I actually know, I don't know if they still work at Discuss, but I used to know a friend of a friend that worked at Discuss. Discuss is basically a comment thread things that you can just slap on anything. Basically give yourself a, well, their homepage is, oh, there we go. Oh, there's emotes now. Wow. Cool. Roll my eyes a little bit more. Yeah, Discuss is pretty good. If you're setting up a CMS, you might want to look into headless CMSs instead of just WordPress. Is there a tutorial? Tutorial site docs.python.org. I guess I haven't run through this before. Oh, this is actually not bad, given what they cover here. Huh. The glossary is also worth going through. Oh, yeah. List of all the words. Lots of text. Next topic. Using the interpreter. What? No. It's usually not in user local bin. It's usually in user bin. Yeah, well, whatever. Some parts of this are factually slightly misleading. This is a weird place to install it. It's like Dissenter for normies. That's Zimpact. Learn BSD, Anthony. Well, I mean, if you have a package manager, it should be installing into user bin. Like in BSD, yeah, if you're building it from source, you would put it into user local. But I think like even most BSD systems are going to put stuff into user bin or bin. It's what is that called? Is it FDH? No. File system hierarchy. FHS, that's what it is. Yeah, but like user bin. It's only later that they introduce user local. Local specific to this host. Kind of ambiguous. But yeah, I think it should be in user bin. All user stuff lands in local. Yeah, like if you build from source on yourself, like you do sudo make install or whatever, which makes sense. Okay, let's fix these type annotations. See 194. Think about all types in assignment. Expression has type callback action. Variable has union stir arg. Oh, because action can be a string or it can be a action. Okay, so my type annotation is wrong. That one's easy to fix. Stir argparse.action. That should make that one get fixed. Oh, it should be type, not. Okay, 205. What is even programming? I'm working, yeah. Working on flake8. Which is a linter framework for Python. It collapses a bunch of other linters together. So like the ones that ship out of the box are pycode style and pyflakes and McCabe if you turn it on. It's off by default. But like pyflakes does like things that are almost always wrong lint errors, and pycode style does like white space linting and such. Hey, what's up, New Coder 101? Thank you for the follow. Hey, hey. Master Messer says, did you know, sitting in front of the computer and life passes by, stay depressed, fellas. Yikes. Incompatible types in assignment. Expression has type object. Variable has type union callable arg. Oh, because mypy can't infer that this is a union of type and or of callable and this. So we can move this to the module scope and then give it a type annotation. Let's see, opt parse. Opt parse callable map, and this is type int of stir to union callable of anything to. Actually, we can just do type any, and then arg, and hopefully mypy will figure that out. Gotta actually use this though. Any is not defined. Right. This is mock.any. We want typing any. Dagu Kanengt asks, why Python? That's a good question. I started writing Python in 2012-ish for work, and it wasn't my primary language at that time. I think my primary language would have either been C++ or C#, which are both way better languages. I mean, I say they're way better. I was much happier writing C++ or C# because it had a compiler and like better tools and stuff. I started writing Python for work, and work didn't use C++ or C# or any other compiled language at the time, and so it became my primary language. And then I maintain a bunch of stuff in Python, and like my current work also uses a lot of Python, and so it's kind of my poison of choice right now. It isn't necessarily my favorite language. Like, I'd much rather write something compiled or completely type checked, but like, as you can tell right now, I'm adding types to a bunch of stuff, so I do value types. So, but yeah, that's kind of why Python. You bricked your smart TV. T-Virus Firefly, what were you doing? How did you brick your smart TV? Was it intentionally? Your TV was deprecated, yeah. Hey, what's up, Dagu Kanengt? Thank you for the follow. Sorry that I butchered your name. Hope your day's going well. I'm sure 1 out of the 40 viewers actually isn't interested in that shit and should be in the gym talking with the girl he likes. Oh wait, that's me. Fuck. Sorry, bud. Why choose object paren for nose value instead of some integer literal? That's a good question. I think it's less likely for somebody to find this that way, but let me check something. Hey, what's up, Big Barry Burton? Thank you for the follow. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. I don't work with enums very often, so that's probably why. I don't know. I thought that it was equal, it would be equivalent to the integer value, but I'm wrong. Because t.no should be an instance of enum and not equivalent to this. So, good point. I can just do this. Yeah, good catch there. Twitch chat needs markdown. Yeah, I agree. Oh, an over-the-air update broke it? That's awful. Oh, I was thinking of t.no.value. Yeah, that would probably do it. I thought that it just implicitly compared, which actually makes no sense. Like, why would it do that? That would be problematic. Did you know TensorFlow is a lie and there are human beings manually painting and responding to your code? Twitch needs regex replace, yeah. Although it's just IRC, so it wouldn't really work that well. At least I don't know how they would do it over IRC. I'm sure there's some extension. What's this project? You can actually type bang today or bang project and it'll tell you in chat. I I'm doing an internal refactor. It's actually not that interesting. But I'm here to chat, which is the fun part, I guess. Oh, this is what I was fixing. Invalid syntax. Indeed, I forgot my closing brace here. Or maybe even just omitting the value. Yeah, I don't think that's allowed. So you could do like, if it was Python 3.6, I think you can do this, but I'm pretty sure you have to include a value. Although you could do it with the other syntax without declaring it like this. You could do this. But then I couldn't have a docstring. So I could do it like this, where I would have I could do that. That would work. But then I lose this docstring, which I guess could just be a comment because it's not an exported type. But does mypy understand this? We'll find out. In case mypy doesn't, we're just gonna keep this code around. Yeah, it works. Kind of surprised that mypy understands this. How about making a bang me command? That would be interesting. Bang kawaii. Hired hit. Holy cow, man, you're the flake8 author also? I'm not the author, but I'm the current maintainer. But yes, I do maintain a bunch of shit. Including flake8. But yeah, I'm not the original author, and in fact, the person that I mostly took over from wasn't the original author either. It's mostly just been like more people. It's been handed off a few times. But yes, I'm the current author. Is that all it would print, sarcastic Dante? Wait, are you famous? I mean, I wouldn't call myself famous, although people have recognized me in person before. I just work on a lot of open source software, which would be like where people would know me from. So like some of the stuff that I work on, I'm the original author of, well, current maintainer and original author of Precommit, which is a linter runner GitHooks framework thing. I'm the current maintainer of flake8, which is, let's see, this thing, which is a style guide enforcer thing. I'm also a maintainer of PyTest, one of the like 3 or 4-ish most core developers. So I work on PyTest. What else do I do? I maintain bindings for libsass, but for Python. It's sass/lib/python? Yeah. I'm the maintainer of this thing, which is a Sass compiler, but for Python based. It's a wraparound libsass, which is the C++ implementation. I've also contributed to this, but I'm not a maintainer of it. What else do I do? PyTest we talked about. Oh, I'm a maintainer of Talks, which is automation tool for Python. There's just like 3 core devs, and I'm one of them. That's mostly it. Oh, I guess I'm also, let's see, I also do dead snakes, which is backports and forward ports of Python versions for Ubuntu. So that one's another big one. But I do a bunch of stuff. I guess, and then I have bunch of my like personal projects as well that I work on as well. So like lulzy backports, but also tools like iUpgrade. I have an import sorter, add trailing comma, which was basically black before black existed. But yeah, I'm not really famous. Fix your GitHub photo. Oh, did you see my I memed about this at some point on Twitter. That was a long time ago though. That's how we do. How we do. There used to be like a media. Oh, there it is. I retook the same photo in. I think it was it this year? I think it was this year. But yeah, here's a new photo of the same exact function in the same exact clothes in the same place, but 6 years apart. So should I just change it to this? Would that work? But thought that was pretty funny. But maybe I'll change it. You need to implement from future import braces in your code. So I actually started trying to make that happen. Again, just like as a meme. But I never finished it. It's a little harder than it sounds. Mostly because Python is so entwined in the white space based indentation that you kind of have to like maintain your own indentation stack and then like swap out the braces and re-indent the code and like do a bunch of like tricky stuff around that. But it's not easy, but I did start trying to work on it. There's like a Python braces. There's like a package that also does this. Python with braces. Yeah, this thing. It uses... No, I didn't want to download the damn source. No. Cancel. Oh, that deleted it. Does this use the same approach? I forget. Oh no, this is just a fork. There's someone else that's doing the same thing, which is like taking curly braces and making an indentation out of it. But I would only do it as a meme. Oh, brackets. I think that's what it was. This one. Yeah. Is this the one that uses the same approach? I forget. Anyway, I did start working on that, but then didn't finish it. You're hotter now, thanks, Tubeworm. I've been working out a bit, you know. Gotta change my physique as much as possible. Hey, what's up, 003 random? Wow, I just stuttered the hell out of that one. Newcoder 101 asks, where do you work and what is your salary? I'm not going to tell you my salary, but I will tell you where I work. I work at Lyft. I'm a infrastructure engineer on the developer experience team, where I build tools and software that make developers productive, or at least we try, because that's pretty hard. Oh, and that AST printer I accidentally found. Yeah, that one's pretty good. They're actually... I'm on a bug, I'm a BPO issue right now where the CPython core devs are considering adding that as a implementation detail to the AST module. Or maybe they already did. Where is that PR? Really that far back? I thought it was just like just yesterday. Oh, here we go. This GitHub issue. Add an option to ast.dump to produce multi-line output. Although I'm a little peeved that they're deciding on an output which to me looks ugly and hard to follow with these like trailing braces. Like, we haven't learned anything from black or add trailing comma. Like, this is just not the most, in my mind, maintainable. But I also commented on this issue. I was like, did it get deleted? Oh yeah, I made a thing. It does the same thing. But anyway, yeah, AST pretty cool. Damn, your hair came into puberty. I wasn't that young in either of these photos. This was 2013, so I would have been 22 at the time, or 21. No, I would have been 21. And this, I would have been 27. Looks almost 1-to-1, yeah. Would anyone notice if I changed them? Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if anyone would notice if I swapped the 2 photos. Why would you even meme adding braces? That's terrible. Begin and end blocks. Yeah, that would be about as memey. Python. Oh, is this another one of those braces? Python with braces. They should have used the B emoji. That would have made this better. Real meme. Sudo -h pip3 install Python. Why do people suggest sudo install? I don't understand. .by files. Great. Exactly what we need. Oh, 2Berm suggested the same thing. Nice. At least we're thinking on the same page there. Well, that refactor's not gonna get done today. We're so close. We're one type annotation away. But I gotta catch up on chat. $78.50 a month monthly. No, that is not my salary. Mindful Fox, are you first timer here? Yeah, we usually don't get much done. I'm sorry, I just realized I followed you with the wrong account. Oh, you followed me with your porn account, I see. Yeah, it makes sense. I got you, friend. I won't dox you. We won't look at this notification here. Prettier for Python. Yeah, that's basically black. It's basically black. Black is kind of the formatter for Python. I don't use it myself, but I have my own set of formatters that basically end up at the same output, or similar output, but with opinions in different directions, I guess. The moment when you're unsure if it's just girls making fun or just dudes horny sitting in front of a PC with cat ears, I will never know. True. Alias, make me holy Stallman equals sudo. That's good. Okay, we're gonna fix this type error so I can at least get this branch done. I'm almost up to the end here. I'm tempted to make an unprettier for JavaScript that mixes indents and inserts random semicolons. Oh, please no. Line 240, dict entry 4 has incompatible type stir. Stir to union int stir arg. Expected stir to... What? This should be type dict stir to union any... This is gonna be a useless union. Invalid type. Try using... I did the anything again. I don't know why it's suggesting this, though. Oh. It's just this. It was a good suggestion. Okay, we have the types passing. Don't let him finish it. Oh, I like your comment about dogtail. Oh, that's funny. mypy is like the pip for Python. PyPI is the package index that pip uses. So PyPI holds all of the packages. So if you want to see like for instance, the pre-commit package, I've uploaded this package to PyPI. I almost said PyPI. And you use pip to install from there. Anyway, I think I got this thing fixing here. Dang it, man. Never used mypy. Well, if you've used pip, then you've indirectly used mypy, one way or another. What are you making? I'm working on flake8. I've not actually done much. It's exactly the same as before, but I've rearranged a lot of the code to add type annotations to this module. And that's about it. The test should still pass? Question mark. There are stopped jobs. Oh, apparently I had Babby in the background. Or Nano of Babby in the background. So this, I haven't yet converted the flake8 project to use pre-commit entirely, so I still have to do this annoying dog food, linters, what is the other one called? Dog food, linters, and flake8 to make sure that I've done all of the flake8y like things. Wonder to IR, that should buy us some time. Yeah, that one's a good story. It's a very long story though. Zisal says, since you removed that object paren, I don't think you need to clear the type of that dictionary up front. We'll get to these linters in a second. Which dictionary? Source, flake8, options, manager. This one here. How do I make it not a type annotation? Like that? Expression has type object. Yeah, no, it still can't infer the difference between these. So these are all type callables and this is not. So it truly needs to be a union here. What was the other type for dict? Let me see that other one. Don't need it here anymore. Let's see. Number 4. Is there like somewhere else that this is defined? No, it's probably just inferring based on one of these objects. Dict entry 4 is incompatible type stir to this. Expected stir to sequence any arg callable mapping stir. Where does it get int from? Oh, you know what it is? It's because nargs can be int, and I didn't annotate that above. No, we have int here. You're right, I probably shouldn't need to annotate this one, but for some reason... 1, 2, 3, 4. Entry 4, is that this one? Or is that this one? I don't know how it's figured out these other unions without also figuring out the dest one. Or the nargs one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it hasn't inferenced this one. The inference is not always great, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's just that being derpy. But I also reassign nargs in here, so it could be that. Maybe not worth spending too much time on it. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it since it works. But now I need to fix these. Imported names are in the wrong order. Oh, I gotta play the alphabet game. Should be cast comes after callable. Right, I know my alphabet. Plugin imported but unused. That's true. We ended up finding that the argument was a different thing. Let's run this again. The P4 won't fix. Yeah, pretty much. It needs the Flammenwerfer. That's a flamethrower, right? I'm not gonna say your next sentence, though. He almost got me there. I said the first one at least. Clip me needing a flamethrower. I'd check it. Okay, so let's look at the patch that we generate here now that the linters are passing. I guess I should also run. I only tested in Python 3, so we'll also test Python 2. Add some more types there. Added a whole boatload of types there. Oh, I can get rid of this check now, I think. Just 3 months and there will be no more Python 2. Yeah, that's true. It's true. And is instance. I have the hardest time typing the word is instance for whatever reason. Long option name is r.no. Oh, right, black. See, I like my binary operators over there. Like, why did these get moved? I didn't write that code, but we're using black, so. flake8 uses black, but my other projects. And short option name is not r.no. Does that make mypy mad? Well, mypy seems to be okay with that. Cool. This is what I actually want there. Okay, so we fixed that. Help is not no arg. Oh, we had to change this name here. Fine. We got rid of the set adder and then explicitly set all of the attributes. Even though I don't think any of these are accessed publicly. So it could be just that I could get rid of these. Alright, it's getting late here. Good luck with the rest of the stream, dude. See you, chat. Thanks for stopping by, Z-Soul. Hope to see you in the future. Thanks for the input. This is the most over-engineered argument parser on the market. Yep, confirmed. This is over-engineered as fuck. But it kind of makes sense why it's so complicated if you understand like the history of flake8. So flake8 was started before argparse was a thing, and so it used optparse originally. And flake8 supports a bunch of plugins, so plugins need to be able to define options, and up until this release, which hasn't been released yet, they could only do so with optparse stuff. And so it had to support all of optparse, but now that I'm switching to argparse, it has to continue to support all of the plugins, but also support the newer approaches. And so because of that, it's pretty complicated. But it kind of makes sense why it's so complicated. But I wish it weren't, because it's a little bit crazy. I just realized there's a missing argument here. I think this doesn't get passed through at all. Doesn't. We should add that into here as well. I don't know how I'd write tests for it. I'm not gonna write tests for it. I should, but I'm not going to, because I don't even know how I would, like, what would I test for that, and how would I have a required argument? flake8 doesn't use the required arguments at all. But we can put that here. Okay. More just replacement of this with this. And then added some annotations here. Tuborm asks, why do you prefer poetry over pipenv? Well, I don't actually use either of them. But do you already know the answer and you're just messing with me? You probably know that I don't like pipenv. That's probably why. I don't know. Poetry seems like a solid project. I just don't use it myself because I'd rather just use vanilla pip and requirements files do what I need them to. That said, I wrote my own kind of equivalent project before I knew the other ones existed. There's this project called requirements tools. The idea is you have, it has a couple helper scripts, but you set up a requirements minimal, which is kind of like the either pip file or I forget how poetry does it. It's like a poetry.in or something like that. And requirements tools will freeze that to a requirements.txt, and it'll also do it for -dev minimal and freeze out a requirements dev.txt. PyProject.toml, it didn't used to be that though. It used to be something else. But this does basically the same thing. It's just like pip freeze essentially. And then a checking script that validates that everything is frozen. I wrote this at Yelp to make sure that we didn't mysteriously upgrade or downgrade packages or leave them unpinned or like accidentally install versions that we weren't expecting. But I didn't realize that pip tools existed at the time, and what was the other one? I think poetry was also around, I just didn't know it existed. Which is on me, but whatever. Yeah, but I've also written one myself. The future of Python. Yeah, I wish my emoji would get approved. Still pretty salty about that. Technically changed the API here, but I don't think anyone should be using this API, so it's probably fine. Famous last words. Option manager. The only constructions are in tests, which our tests pass, so that's fine. Wait, oh, and here, where we manually instantiate it. Option manager with the two positional arguments. That's fine. B asks, what do you prefer for sending 100 million requests under 2 virtual CPUs and 2 gigs of RAM, AIO HTTP plus Synthen, or threading/multiprocessing with concurrent futures? Well, I don't know enough about AIO, so I would immediately reach for concurrent futures. Or if I had to support older stuff, I would use the thread pool and process pool. In fact, I had to do this recently. I guess not so recently, but I finally uploaded it to GitHub. This is an example where I wanted to do a bunch of requests to the Slack API to download all of the emojis. Basically, so you could like export all of the Slack emojis and then upload them to some other Slack instance. And so what this does is you put a token here, super great API, edit the source, that's the API. And what it does is it starts up a thread pool. Wait. Oh, it just does it the module scope? Yeah, this is a real sloppy script. I would probably not write normal Python like this. But it grabs all of the emojis. Slack does not have a paginated API for emojis, so it just selects stars and spews that to you. This API is really slow. I actually use n here? Oh, I use it to print the progress. Yeah, but it basically downloads the emoji. If the emoji is not a link, it's an alias, and writes that out to a file, and then just downloads with retries. But yes, I reached for thread pool executor instead of trying to do AIO. Mostly because I don't really know all that much. Did you change the PyUpgrade API? The non-API? I haven't changed it again. I need to figure out a way to change it for the next release, just to troll. But yes, I'm still listening to music. But I made this commit that was like PyUpgrade has no public API, and intentionally changed this because it was accidentally public before. But I haven't changed it again. I do need to change it again because someone is now using this API, which is like, damn it, man. Have you considered rewriting it in Go? Good troll. I approve. How many party parrots does your Slack have? Let's see. I will figure that out for you. It's a lot. There's a lot of party emojis. Do you want particularly parrots? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's at least 24 parrots in our Slack. But if you ask for the party emojis... Oh, it doesn't give all of them. Okay, so it's broken. Of course, it's Slack. Slack's always broken. Yeah, I don't know. The dump of the emojis is on my other computer. So I can't actually get you the numbers, but maybe I'll look it up and then I'll tell you later. Good old Python, yeah. Snack boy loves snacks. Am I the snack boy now? Is that what's going on? I'm one snack boy. I'm eventually going to learn Python so I can do better at my networking position. Makes sense. Probably useful to at least like script some stuff for you. Raise fuck you error. Are you looking at my other gists? I didn't know that gist was public. Is it public? I think I know which one you're talking about. This was before you could name gists. Oh, maybe you could name them gists. This one. Is this the one with the fuck you error? Oh no, this is the get the fuck out error. It is public now, yeah, I guess you can see these. This is some real old code. You used to be able, I don't know if you still can, you used to be able to scrape the community directory at Michigan to just like generate a bunch of valid email addresses while unauthenticated without rate limiting. I slept a bit to make it not so aggressive, but still. But I also made a way to like pause and resume using this get the fuck out error. Oh, this is back when I used to use IPDB. Some old ass code for me. This will be Facebook, yeah. I don't know. I mostly did this because I was like, look how any spammer could do this. Like, super easy for somebody to just like scrape all these valid email addresses in like 100 lines of code, and they're like, whatever. Why no IPDB? I've been burned too many times by IPython to the point where I don't trust it anymore. Mostly around like Unicode things and I don't know. And I don't like installing IPDB because it pulls in a whole bunch of dependencies that I don't need. If I don't need to install it, I won't. That's why I don't use it. Actually, there's no reason for this, because plugin version... Oh, man, I look real dumb now, because I was like, oh, what is this plugin type? I bet it's a plugin. Oh wait, it's a plugin version, because that's what the docstrine says. What does this format plugin get used for? Doesn't matter if there's slightly more in the dictionary. Oh, I'm in the wrong file. No, it uses to make a dictionary. So, the nice thing about named tuples is they have this asdict already on them. So, if it's not used anywhere else, turn that plug in. If it's not used anywhere else, we can just get rid of it. Cool. Get rid of that method. Nice when it's easy to factor stuff out like that. This was the main change that I was trying to do, and then I went down a rabbit hole of type annotating everything. It's just more type annotations. I really need a code formatter that just like automatically takes this and puts it on the line before it, if it fits. Hey, what's up, Houston94? Thank you for the follow. But I don't have such a formatter, so I will just continue to complain about it indefinitely. But maybe that's something I will work on at some point. HTTP bin could not handle 10,000 requests. What's HTTP bin? Is that just like a paste bin? Oh, it's a nth project. That's why I don't use BitBound. This should really... They're adding cache property to Python 3.6, right? Or 3.8. 3.8. What tools? Yeah, in fact, it's the first thing. I'm glad this is finally finally standard library. It means I don't have to pip install cache property. Denial of service for humans. Oh, I see what you were doing. I'm not going to encourage this activity, but I do think it is funny. Cool. Okay, this patch looks good. Type, annotate, option manager. Hey, what's up, Pyro240? How's your day going? Let me just rerun these linters again. That's the one that I always mess up. I'm doing great. I'm a little tired. I've been streaming for almost 4 hours now, and this morning I got this great idea that I was gonna go for a run, but a longer run than I usually do, just to see if I could. And usually my Saturday run is either 7 miles or 10 miles, but today I was like, okay, I'm gonna do 12 miles and see what's up. I'm coughing? No, I'm not coughing. Did I cough? I missed it. But yeah, I went for a 12-mile run this morning, and it went fine. I finished, and so it was a good run. I like Kenneth, but sometimes I don't like Kenneth. I think he's an asshole, and I won't use his software until I have to. Yes, I am hacking on flake8. I'm almost done with this patch. Git commit, type annotate, flake8.options. I plan to get so much more done today, but this is all I've gotten done so far. Git push. What I plan to start working on is to fix up the option normalization from config files. What happened? Why it no? Why are you 404? What is the deal? Oh, probably because I'm not logged in. Hey, what's up? Riptide. Thank you for the follow. Triple Z or Triple Z? What is going on? Why is it taking me to this page? Oh, I'm not logged in. That's what it is. You're about to see a real silly part about my use of GitHub or GitLab. Oh, I spoiled it. So the way that I log into GitLab is by using GitHub. Right-click, copy a link should not be a thing anymore. XDG utils sucks. Yeah. So, if this wasn't a sneaky virtual machine and I wasn't running Windows, I would control-click this, and that would open it in a browser. But... Oh, did that fuck my VM? No, we're good. But I am using a virtual machine, so I copy it out into Windows to do that. So normally I would control-click, but not right now. Like at work I would control-click because I run Ubuntu directly on my laptop, or like on my computer in my living room I would run it, or I would control-click. But when I'm streaming, I gotta do the janky right-click copy link dealio. Suki Lanham says, just finished my first plugin for flake8. It was easy and fun, inspired by your work. Nice. I feel like flake8 plugins are kind of under-documented. I think it's actually one of the worst parts of the flake8 docs. And in fact, when I write a flake8 plugin myself, like this was the last one that I wrote, I find that it's easier to just copy and paste some other plugin that already works and then do that instead. So, like the first plugin, the first flake8 plugin, or the first public one that I wrote. Oh, what was the first public one I wrote? This one. Like when I made this plugin, I spent a bunch of time reading someone else's plugin to figure out how it's supposed to work, rather than reading the docs, because I felt like the docs are not that great. But the plugin system's alright. It mostly works. One unfortunate thing about the API of the plugin system is this fourth argument here is completely ignored. Which is... I don't actually know the history of why this argument exists at all. I suspect that it's just, like, gone. But it should, like, if it were actually used, it should always be type self, so I don't understand why it's necessary at all, but maybe one day I will fix this to not be required, but until then, it's still there. But, like, the actual code for that... Makes no arguments, right? Yeah, no. Checker.run. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah, so this check here is never used. Like line number gets passed in here, offset gets passed in here, text gets passed in here, but no check. Error code equals none. I don't know. It's probably some history of older versions of flake8. It's just been forward ported forever, and it's just like not used anymore, but no. But yeah, when I make a flake8 plugin, I copy and paste this one, and then delete all the code, and where's the documentation for plugin.run? That's a good question. Receiving information. Writing. That's this one. Let's see, git grep run in the docs. It's not documented, which is awesome. Yeah, it's completely undocumented, which is awesome. So if you want to document it, please do. The docs need some love. There's some service that will nom my HTTP requests, give UI to view history so I can spit it in Docker and it doesn't need 10 fucking databases. I don't know about history, but this pastebin service that I use, fluffy.cc, is on GitHub, and it's basically similar to that. It won't give you history, but chriskeel/fluffy is that one. Can't they be named params? It could be a name tuple, yeah. The problem is it's return values and not arguments. It is possible in both Python 2 and 3. We're not in these days, boy. Are you telling me this is Python 2? Yes. flake8 supports Python 2 and Python 3. Dirty Mind Albion says, good night from Europe. See you next time. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you in the future. Maybe something like Mailhog, but for HTTP. I don't think I've ever used Mailhog. So I don't know the answer there. But yeah, back from my other tangent. When I make flake8 plugins, I just copy and paste one of my old ones. Because it's a little embarrassing as the main maintainer of flake8 that I don't actually use the docs. I just copy and paste. But hey, that's how most code is. It's just copy and paste from Stack Overflow, and then you get new code. Okay, all of the build stuff passed here, so that's good. I just copy and paste, yeah. Might as well review the code, make sure it's fine. Bumped the version of mypy. Made sure this stays typed. Type annotated a repr. This is the actual change. Thanks GitLab for collapsing it. We tricked mypy. Great. I had to move this up here so that mypy understood that this was a dictionary. I kind of want better eventual support for typed dictionary, so that I can type keyword arguments, but maybe it already works, I just don't know. I just want it to be less cumbersome. Annotated these. This, what changed here? Oh, I added an alias so that I could convince mypy that it's the right thing. And then I switched the order of these if statements so that mypy understood. These are just annotated. I had to add this condition just so mypy understood, but otherwise it was the same. This was the mapping that I moved up top. This replaces the set adder. And mostly just annotations after that, right? Oh, we made these non-optional. Killed this function because we can just use asdict. And then this was the other part of the core change where we don't have to do these type assertions anymore. is always good. And then I fixed some annotations in this file, but I didn't fully annotate it. Because I thought I needed to, but then I didn't end up having to. Also, I've checked out metadata in setup.cfg, which is why setup.py is almost empty, and that's awesome. Oh yeah, if you want to see more information about that, there's 2 projects that I wrote to automatically migrate that. So there's setup.py upgrade. Basically, you invoke it on a directory, and it will rewrite setup.py and setup.cfg magically for you. And so it'll shrink down setup.py to just the minimum code that's needed there and spit out the metadata that you need. This also lists like what versions are necessary to make it work, and limitations. There's also setfcfg format, which is another tool that I wrote that takes in declarative setup.cfg metadata and does a bunch of normalization, sorting, license addition, Python requires setting, a bunch of stuff that's tedious and hard to reason about, but this project makes it very straightforward. Still not pyproject.toml. Yeah, I haven't been convinced of pyproject.toml yet. It seems like a good idea in practice, it's just more work and less necessary. And it also slows down a bunch of workflows that I use by like a couple seconds. I haven't switched to pyproject.toml yet. Also, it requires newer versions of things, which is a little annoying. And there was the whole like editable install thing that's still not figured out, where you still need a setup.py anyway. Maybe one day I'll buy project.toml, but if I can avoid it until then and still have basically like minimal declarative metadata, I'm gonna stick to that. But yeah, that's that. This I had to change because it never actually ran this prens anyway, so this is still the same. We were able to remove this type ignore by setting the attribute exactly. And then we deleted this test because it doesn't do anything. So I think that looks good. Rolling on... Oh, I broke GitLab. I wanted to go here so that I could click this button. Click this butt. Yeah, we clicked the butt, guys. We did it. Let's see. How long have I been streaming for? Almost 4 hours. Maybe after 2020 101, everything will be okay. Yeah, then I'll stop supporting Python 2 and clean up a whole bunch of stuff. I'll be much happier then. I might even stop supporting Python 3.5 at that point, because 3.5 will be kind of old and market share is pretty low. Python 3.5 percentage of PyPI. Actually, just percentage of PyPI downloads by version. Does this have a thing? Let's just pick a package of mine. Wait. Is it peppy.tech? Is that what it is? Yeah. So if we look at pre-commit and we look at its... Damn. A lot of downloads. 500,000 a month? That's crazy. But where's the, like, breakdown? They used to do things by version. Is that not a thing anymore? Maybe that one's the other one. PyPI stats. One. There's a nice positive trend there. Also, you can see the weekends. Is there one where there's 3 days? No. Oh, here's what happened there. PyPI might have been down. Are there pie charts? Why are there no pie charts? I want to see pie charts. Oh, it lists the requirements here. That's kind of cool. Even the optional ones. 500,000 downloads last month. That's a crazy amount of growth. Alright, where is the breakdown by version? Yeah, so if we look at the latest data, 40%, 38% is 3.6. 30% is 3.7. Well, still 7% is Python 3.5. Where's Python 2.7? Orange? Oh, orange is 22%. Python 2 is 22%, which is still kind of yikes. But it looks like for all the data that they have here, I can't really tell back here. It looks like Python 3 has been at least 50% for all of it. That's kind of cool. Daily download quantity. So on this day, someone downloaded pre-commit a lot using Python 3.7. Kind of weird. No, but it's been like 80+% on Python 3. Weird how much it fluctuates. How much is that as Travis CI? Yeah, that's a good point. Also, what happened here? I wonder what null was. Probably someone's CI system and they just fixed it here. Or a really old version of pip. Huh. Proportions of package by system. Yeah, so we can see this null just like disappeared. But yeah, I mean Python 3.5 is kind of diminishing, so hopefully it'll go away eventually. Isn't pip for Python 2 by default on Ubuntu, and there's pip 3 for Python 3? Yes. Yes, that's true. Someone trolled my package. Why did this link didn't load? Or forbidden. Why did that link not load? Does it work in Firefox? Nope. 403. I've been blocked. You'll have to upload it to some other image paste service. Maybe that's why Python 2.7 accounts for 22% of downloads. Yeah, it could be that. It could also be people's CI systems. It could be like Travis CI, which wouldn't make sense to me, or wouldn't surprise me. Would make sense to me. Smash those two words together. Man, I think I can confirm though that my internet is fixed, and I didn't do anything to fix it, so I'm very happy about that. I'm very salty with both my landlord and my oh, someone trolled your package. Oh, on this day where they just downloaded a bajillion with Python 2. Nice. Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up there. I didn't actually get anything of, well, I got one patch done, but I didn't finish what I wanted to. Or I didn't even start working on what I wanted to, but that's fine. But I think I'm gonna wrap up here. So if you missed any part of the stream and you want to check out the other parts or previous streams or whatever, I upload them to YouTube usually a couple hours after the stream ends, and that's youtube.com/AnthonyWritesCode. Also a link below. But yeah, all the streams since like mid-January are up there. This still freaks me out. I gotta delete this. How do I make it go away? Nope, can't do it from there. Hey, what's up, Yes Man? Thank you for the follow. Yes is a good word. I like it. I also announced the streams on Discord. The link for that is listed below. But also on Twitter. That's twitter.com/codewithanthony. I wanted it to be Anthony Writes Code, but otherwise Twitter was like, nope, can't do that. It's too short, or it's too long. So it would have been Anthony Writes Cod, and I think that's not quite what I wanna brand. Be a I'll do a fishing stream on Anthony Writes Cod. We'll make it happen. But But yeah, I think that's all for that. Thank you all for stopping by.